And Ben Tracy joins us now from the rooftop of the Pisano Hotel overlooking the Ipanema Beach in Rio. So, Ben, Ryan Lochte, who came back to the United States earlier this week, he's changed his story repeatedly since Sunday. Have we heard anything from him?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most generous way of saying this is that his story has evolved. It has definitely changed. He said to NBC last night several details that are different from what he said here in Rio on Sunday after this all happened. He originally said that they were pulled over by people posing as police and that somebody put a gun on his forehead and demanded his money. Well, last night he said that they actually weren't pulled over. They were at a gas station when this all allegedly happened, and that somebody simply pointed a gun in his general direction. There's also been some discrepancies about the number of people that robbed them and what time this all happened. So that is what has led the Brazilian authorities here to say, listen, we need to question you all again because we're not really buying this story that this happened, or at least that it happened the way you said it did.
So what have we learned about the two other swimmers, Gunnar Benz and Jack Conger? They were removed from a plane. They were heading back home, and they were told to get off the plane.
Well, that's really the interesting part of this story, because a judge here in Rio yesterday issued an order for Ryan Lochte and for Jimmy Fegan to seize their passports, to keep them here in Rio so they could be questioned. As we now know, Lochte had already gotten back to the United States, so he was out of trouble here. But these other two weren't part of the judge's order, and then late last night, the authorities grabbed them at the airport and said, no, we're not letting you leave. You got to come back and answer our questions. So there are some questions here this morning about whether they overreached a bit by doing that. But either way, the United States Olympic Committee says that these athletes will cooperate, that they will give testimony today. I think everybody is hoping they go in, they talk to the police, they say, here's what happened, and then they get on a plane and get out of here. I'm not sure Brazil wants this to become some sort of international incident while the Olympics are going on. And certainly the U.S. Olympic Committee wants nothing to do with this and just wants this to be over because it's obviously becoming a big distraction.
And Ben, what do we know about that third swimmer involved, Jimmy Fegan?
Yeah, so he is still here in Rio. We don't know exactly where. His father told us yesterday that he had not left the country. Some of these swimmers had decided to stick around and obviously be tourists here in Rio. We have been told, though, by the U.S. Olympic Committee that he is cooperating with the police as well, and that he will give testimony, and that is expected to happen today.
All right, Ben Tracy in Rio. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thanks, guys.